Alright, in this video we take a look at Nendoroid Neon 2671 so we can finally complete the Counters squad. She is of course from Nikke Goddess of Victory, probably one of my favorite franchises, so hopefully this is a good figure. I'm gonna be honest, personally I don't really care too much for Neon, like at all, but it's okay because she's a Nikke. In saying that, when I finally got her, I was pretty excited because they just look nice together.
Thanks,
I also have a bunch of others ordered, so good luck to my wallet. Box is pretty much the same as every other Nendoroid that you're gonna get, besides those weird little boxes. I do of course have the Good Smile bonus, so we can take a look at that later on. There are 2 layers of trays. The top layer has the main figure and most her accessories. Secondary tray has her hat and stand parts. Of course there are instructions. I do also sometimes stream on YouTube and Twitch if you want to come and hang out.
Wow.
Out of the tray, of course she has her standard plastic protecty bits. Otherwise, figure herself looks pretty good, pretty cute.
Thanks, Master.
There is some light shading in the hair, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but if you have any other Nendoroids, it's pretty standard Nendoroid stuff. She's got her glasses, which are removable, and for her outfit, she's just in kind of a standard sailor uniform. So nothing too fancy there. I guess you can't really see too much of the back because of her long hair. She does have her skirt caught up by her bag, which is exactly what she has in the game as well. So once again, very nice that the details are followed there. So overall, design, aesthetics and stuff like that looks pretty good. You know what's not good? This stupid hat. Okay, if we backtrack a little bit to Rapi's review, if you haven't watched it, please do go check it out. Rapi's hat is not attached by anything, so it kind of just sits on her head. Which is okay if you don't really move it. But then for Nendoroid Anis, they put a magnet in her hat. Super good idea. And Anis came out quite a while ago, so I don't really understand why they kind of backtracked and they use a plastic tab for Neon's hat. I guess it's okay. It still helps to hold in place, but it's not as good as using a magnet, I think. I don't know if I'm just salty because I'm maybe clumsy. Essentially, you loosen the front hair a little bit, then you slide the tab in, and then you try to push the hair back together again without doing this. Thankfully, not too much damage to the figure, just a light scratch at the back of the hair, so I will say she is quite durable. The plastic tab, however, pretty much just broke off, so that's great. I did reach out to Good Smile support and they will be sending me another hat, I think. So if ever you have issues with your Nendoroids or Figmas, don't forget to reach out and hopefully they can do something for you as well. The new hat isn't going to show up in the review because I don't have it yet. You know what's also weird is that in Anis's hat I noticed that there was a slit for the tab. However, I guess afterwards they decided to use the magnet, so I don't actually know what's going on here. Anyway, hat complaints aside, figure looks good. For accessories, she has 3 faceplates. Default one, of course, is her kind of surprised look. She also has a closed-eyed, super happy face. And finally, of course, she has her pouty face. All of these are super cute. Nendoroids usually do have the same face shape, so you can swap them around. It mostly looks okay, I think. You can take the glasses off of course, however there will be slight gaps at the side of the hair. Speaking of glasses, Good Smile bonus. Foggy glasses, just like she has in the game. I would say this is a pretty good inclusion. Anyway, we got some hand and arm swaps. Whole different bunch of combinations, just kind of swap them out to whatever makes sense. She has a shotgun, of course. This looks okay, nothing too fancy. It is a little bit hard to get her to hold it because her hair kind of gets in the way and her hands and gun are pretty small. Once again, feels like they're backtracking a little bit from Anis because she did have a little peg to hold the gun. So I don't know, maybe Neon was sculpted first but then released afterwards. I mean, it is a different sculptor, but communication. Anyway, lower body swap. Take care to unplug her bag at the back first, and then just swap them around. She can balance by herself with these, although she will be looking down a little bit too much. So regardless, better to use a stand.
Time to battle. Reloading.
Of course, she does have her stand and stuff. And spare neck joint, so you know it's legit good smile.
That's what I'm talking about.
Articulation is pretty standard stuff, so head turns. I suppose she can nod a little bit, however, because they do these slanted joints now, you kind of have to work with it a little bit, but it's not too bad. Arms go up and down, so it kind of depends on what angle you have her head and body, so it might get in the way a little bit. She does have a bicep rotation there, and hands can also rotate. Torso doesn't rotate because her bag is plugged into her back there. Legs will swiggle around. She kicks back and forth that much. Sideways this much. And that is pretty much it. I mean, of course you can unplug the bag for the torso and it can rotate a bit, but yeah. So even though she doesn't move much because she's an android, it is nice having the counters together now. For height, she's about 9 centimeters without the hat and 10 with the hat, and that's about 3.5 or 4 inches. Here is more Nikke and figure stuff.
Booyah!
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.